as requested, chocolate chip cookies. So to start out, we're gonna mix our dry ingredients. So we're going to take our flour with our baking, this one's soda. Now baking soda makes things spread, okay? So that's why you have your soda. Now baking powder, which is this guy, makes things puff up. So that's what's gonna give you your rise. And then our salt here, okay? So we're gonna put that together. We're gonna mix this up. Looks like a whole lot of nothing. And we're gonna just set that aside. Easy as that, it really doesn't have to be difficult. So then we're going to bring in our next bowl. So in here, we're going to put our butter. So 1 butter and 2. These are room temperature. I just took them out this morning and left them on the counter. And you're gonna add into that, you're gonna add in your sugar, your white sugar, and you're also gonna add in the brown sugar, which I'm gonna put in that clip to show you how to measure it. When you're measuring brown sugar, it's going to say lightly or firmly packed. So what you're going to do is you're going to take it, you're going to just scoop it in here. And you can see it's a nice rounded edge. Instead of just leveling it off, you're going to just push it like this, and all of that goes into it, giving you pretty much a perfect measure. There we go, like this. You'll notice in a lot of recipes, it'll say cream together. If you're using a wooden spoon like this, with this, it just means that you're gonna push it down like this, and you're gonna work that sugar into your butter. And you're gonna do this until it all becomes smooth, right? So this is what's called creaming. If you were to be using, say, your mixer, you could just put your paddle attachment on and let this whip until it all comes together and scrape the sides as needed. But for those of us who are doing it by hand, this is what it means whenever it says in any cookie recipe to cream this together. It takes a few minutes, but it really, when your butter is soft, it really doesn't take that long, to be honest. It's already just about there. You just want to make sure that you're getting everything mixed together. So nice, just like this. Can you see how that's all coming together? Nothing is apart. Beautiful. That is perfectly creamed butter and sugar. Okay, so we're gonna start with this. So once we're here, we're gonna add in our eggs. We're gonna add them in one at a time. So you can add one like this, bloop. And you're just going to work this in. And you're gonna mix it until it's fully combined. You don't have to be gentle, it doesn't have to look pretty, it just has to mix in and make sure you scrape those sides as you go. Just like that, okay? Then we're gonna add in our second egg. There we go. Same process. I'm just gonna mix this guy in here. Now you can see the texture changes, right? You can see how it gets super smooth and it's a little bit fluffier. You can still see though, some of it's not fully mixed. You want to keep going until it's absolutely mixed together. Just like this. Okay, that looks really nice. So then we're gonna add in our vanilla. I'm gonna give you your measurements. Obviously I'm lazy and I just kind of blurp it in. It is supposed to be around 2 teaspoons. Now this is vanilla bean paste. I love it. It ends up being a stronger vanilla flavor, and you actually see the little flecks from the vanilla bean. And then you just mix this in fully. Beautiful. Okay, so you can see mixed together nicely. Our elbow grease comes in next. So now we're going to start mixing in our dry ingredients that we mixed together at the very beginning. We're going to just put it in. You could mix it in small portions, but I'm lazy and I don't want to. And you just do it gently. Just kind of fold it in so you don't make a mess. And now here's the cool part. Once you mix this all together, once this has all come together, you have your perfect base for any kind of cookie. It doesn't have to be chocolate chip. You can put in oatmeal. You can do oatmeal raisin. You can do macadamia nut and white chocolate. You can do... I'm going to do today, and I'm going to give you the measurements for. We're going to do oatmeal, chocolate chip, and I think I'm going to put some Reese's Pieces in it because I really like that. For those who can't do peanut butter, sorry. But you can see how quickly this comes together. Like this. Just make sure all those little bits kind of get mixed in so you get that nice dough. like this. Okay, see? Kind of coming off the sides. But yeah, this is your base. You can do anything from here. Once you have this, anything goes, all right? So I'm going to be putting in my rolled oats. These are just like classic rolled oats, right? I'm going to put in an absolute ton. These are considered baking chips, so they're really, really big. They're really, really big, which is cool. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna leave a couple out like this, so that way if I wanna make them look pretty after, I can. And because I like these, I'm gonna add those in too. Okay, so now I get to, I'm literally shaking out my arm because I'm about to mix these together. So again, up through the center, fold, and through the center, around the edge, through the center, around the edge, through. So we're just gonna fold this in until it's completely combined. And I'm gonna give you the measurements for exactly what I did. Really, as long as you put about a cup of whatever it is that you want in it. I do 2 cups of chocolate chips typically, and I did 1 cup of the Reese's Pieces. But look how fast, like it actually mixes in pretty quickly. You wanna make sure to get down to that bottom, scrape your bottom as everyone liked last time when I said it. So make sure to scrape your bottom, raise it around, perfect. So this right here is really, it's ready to go, which is great. Now you can make mini cookies, you can make big cookies. I'm gonna do huge cookies. I'm gonna use full size ice cream scoops, which makes them nice and big. I'm gonna show you what that process is gonna look like, but yeah. So that looks really good. I'm happy with it. You can see beautiful, beautiful cookie dough. Oh yeah. I'm surprised you guys can't hear me breathing, just like, because it does take effort. There we go. Okay, that looks awesome. So from here, we're gonna bring in our cookie sheet. I've got a full size one. You're gonna grab it like this. You will scrape it up the side, so it's perfectly like this, and you're gonna plunk it on there. These are enormous. I would do maybe 6 per pan, just to make sure you have enough space for them to expand. Like this. Again, beautiful. Like that, okay? So you can kind of move them so you know that they've got enough room to expand. We'll do our last 3 over here, and then I'll show you, there's one little extra step to do after this, which just is that you're gonna get a little bit of water and a fork, and you're gonna squish them down just a little bit. Now look, not everybody does it. I do it because I'm paranoid they're not gonna flatten out the way that I like them. That's just me. Here's my water, here's my fork. You're just gonna go 1, 2, okay? Little dip again, just so it doesn't stick or have anything go on there. 1, 2. Third one, 1, 2. We're gonna just flip this guy around so you can see the other side one more time. And again, dip it in that water just so it doesn't stick there. 1, 2, 1, 2, one last dip, 1, 2. Awesome. Like I said before, if you want them to look pretty, if you wonder why some people have like the perfect amount of chocolate chips right on the top, it's because they save some to the end and they put them on here so that way they have that aesthetically perfect look. Here we go. They're looking beautiful. Getting that out of the way, you can see them here. We're gonna bake these guys at 350 for about 11 to 12 minutes. All right, so I baked these for 13 minutes. We're gonna let them sit on here for about 5 minutes before we take them off, so that way they can cool down a little bit and then come off clean. All right, this has been exactly 5 minutes. You might notice that these have deflated just a little bit. That is normal. The pan is still hot. I still have my glove. But this should be about good enough time to be able to just scoop it like this, and it should come off clean, pretty good. You can pop it on here and then let it completely cool. They're still soft, but they should come off relatively clean. Let's see how this one does. If you see a little chocolate, that's just because the chocolate is soft from being baked, but overall, this should be quite easy to remove, like this, and then let them completely cool, or at least cool enough that you can handle before eating. Here is your recipe so you can screenshot it, screenshot that. This ended up making about 20 of this size cookie, and you can see like they are big, they are not little cookies. But yeah, 20 of them, there's your recipe. Hope that helps. Okay, love you, bye. In case you wanted a close-up of what they ended up looking like, there you go.